What goes through her mind when she senses that your attention, once glued to her, has drifted away? Does she panic, feel insulted, or act like she doesn't care at all? The truth is, women notice when you pull away long before you even say a word. But the real question is, how does she respond when she realizes you've lost interest? And trust me, it's not always what you think. Welcome to Stoicism 1, an advanced Stoic. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked turning points in any romantic situation. A woman's reaction when she realizes you're no longer interested. Whether you're doing it on purpose or just naturally losing feelings, her response can reveal more than any sweet word she's ever said. It can show you her true character, her intentions, and whether she ever truly valued you in the first place. Now here's the part most men don't realize. Some women crave attention more than love. The moment you stop giving her that dopamine drip of validation, her true colors surface. Whether she starts chasing you, testing you, disrespecting you, or completely ghosting you, it's all a reaction to your energy shift. But don't get it twisted. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding dynamics. When you stop trying so hard, you start seeing things clearly. So if you've ever wondered what really happens when a woman feels you slipping away, this one's for you. Let's break it all down, step by step. Number 1, she suddenly becomes extra sweet. The moment a woman senses you pulling away, she might not panic outwardly, but inside her radar is going off. One of the first reactions she'll have is becoming extra sweet. You might notice her texting you first, complimenting you more, maybe even acting a little more submissive than usual. It feels strange, right? Because this isn't the same woman who used to take hours to reply or barely showed interest in your efforts. Now she's warm, available, and even a little clingy. Why? Simple. She feels the shift in your energy, and now she's trying to restore the balance in her favor. When you're no longer chasing her or reacting to her games, she realizes she's not in control anymore. That's when the sweetness kicks in. It's not always because she misses you deeply. It's because she misses the feeling of being desired. This is a psychological move, whether she realizes it or not. By being overly nice, she's trying to pull you back in. She wants to recreate the version of you that used to crave her. But don't get fooled. You might start thinking, maybe she's finally changed, or maybe she really does care now. That's how a lot of men get trapped in a loop. Imagine this. You've been texting her daily, planning dates, trying to build something. She's been dry, distracted, and distant. Eventually, you stop texting altogether. No drama, just silence. 2 days later, she sends you a voice note. Her tone is soft, playful, and she says she's been thinking about you. She even brings up that coffee spot you once mentioned. That's not coincidence. That's a reaction. But here's the key. This sweetness doesn't mean you've won. It means you've unsettled her. And in that moment, she's trying to pull you back under her emotional control. Watch for consistency. Is she genuinely changing, or is she just sweet enough to reel you back in? Stay aware. You've already shifted the energy. Don't give it back too quickly. Number 2, she accuses you of changing. When the sweetness doesn't work, or she senses it's not enough, she might flip the script. Suddenly you're the problem. She'll say things like, "You've changed," or "You're not like you used to be." This is one of the most manipulative reactions you'll face when she realizes she's losing her grip on your attention. Let's break this down. When you were all in, texting her constantly, complimenting her, making time for her, she never questioned your behavior. In fact, she probably took it for granted. But now that you've stepped back or stopped trying so hard, it triggers something in her. Rather than admit her role in the disconnect, she shifts the blame onto you. You've changed isn't always about love. It's often about control. She's not reacting to you changing as a person. She's reacting to the fact that you're no longer orbiting around her. This move is meant to guilt you into questioning yourself. She wants you to feel like you're being cold or unfair. For many men, this works. The moment she says you used to care more, the average guy starts over-explaining, apologizing, or returning to old patterns to prove he still cares. But here's the truth. Growth isn't about changing. It's about waking up. You're no longer doing the emotional heavy lifting, and now she's feeling the weight. Here's how it plays out. You used to call her every night before bed. Lately, you've stopped because the conversations felt one-sided. She never seemed interested anyway. Then, out of nowhere, she texts you, "Don't check on me like you used to. What happened to the old you?" It might sound sweet, even concerned, but it's a challenge. It's an emotional poke to pull you back in. Don't fall for the trap. You're not wrong for pulling back from someone who didn't match your effort. Her accusing you of changing is just a reaction to losing the version of you she controlled. It's a move you've probably seen before. When a woman senses you're pulling away, she might start doing the exact same thing. The game changes, and she starts playing it. She'll distance herself, give you less attention, or just go quiet for a while. But here's the truth. It's not about losing interest, it's about testing you. She wants to see how far she can push before you react. Now this can be frustrating as hell. You've been trying to figure out why she's becoming more distant, only to realize she's testing your response. She's checking if you'll chase her again, make the effort, or return to the version of yourself that was always there. It's like a litmus test for your feelings. But here's the thing. This test isn't always conscious. It's often driven by insecurity or fear of loss. She feels you slipping away, and instead of facing it directly, she pulls back, thinking that if you truly care, you'll chase her down. She wants reassurance that you still see her as a priority, that you won't just walk away without a fight. It's a game, but not in a playful sense. It's a power struggle. When you pull away, she feels the shift and reacts by withdrawing herself to see if you'll chase. The problem? Many men fail this test. They give in, start reaching out again, apologizing, trying to fix things. But the truth is, there's nothing to fix. You're not the one pulling away for no reason. You've simply stopped putting up with things that don't serve you, and that makes her insecure. This test is often a sign of immaturity. Instead of communicating openly about what's bothering her, she plays games. And while you might want to reach out and fix things, it's important to realize you're not responsible for her emotional roller coaster. If she's testing you like this, it's a reflection of her own issues, not yours. So how do you handle this? Don't chase. Don't beg for attention. The moment you do, you lose the respect and control you've gained by pulling her back in the first place. Stay calm. Stay grounded. If she truly values you, she'll stop playing games and come back when she's ready for a real conversation. Number 4, she tries to make you jealous when a woman realizes you've lost interest. One of the most frustrating reactions you might see is her trying to make you jealous. It's one of those classic emotional plays. She'll intentionally put herself in situations where she's getting attention from other men or drop little hints to make sure you know about it. It's as if she's trying to provoke a reaction from you, to see if you'll snap back into that chasing mode. This behavior is often rooted in insecurity. The moment she feels you're no longer putting her on a pedestal, she tries to bring back that sense of importance by testing your emotions. She's trying to see if you'll react, if you'll feel threatened or jealous enough to fight for her again. It's like she wants to know if you still care, if she's still desirable to you. But here's the thing, it's a game, and it's not an emotionally healthy one. If she's playing these kinds of tactics, it means she's looking for an emotional reaction to gauge your feelings, instead of actually communicating openly with you about the real issue. She doesn't want to address the fact that you've lost interest. She just wants to stir things up, to see if she can get you back on the hook. As a man, you have to realize you don't need to play into these games. The moment you show that you're jealous or react to her actions, she gets the power back. She gets to feel like she's in control, which is exactly what she wants. She's testing your emotional strength, seeing if she can still get under your skin. If you give in, it'll only feed her need for validation and attention. It's tough to admit, but some women use jealousy as a way to confirm their value. If they can make you jealous, they can prove to themselves they're still wanted, still desirable. But the truth is, if you want to gain control of the situation, you have to stay calm and stay distant. Don't let her manipulation get to you. By reacting, you only show that you care too much about her validation. Remember, you're not her emotional punching bag. If she wants to play games, let her. The best response is no response at all. Number 5, she becomes rude or distant. One of the most surprising reactions a woman may have when she senses you've lost interest is that she suddenly becomes rude or distant. This might not be obvious at first. It could start with small shifts in her tone, attitude, or behavior that you can't quite put your finger on, but over time, it becomes clear. She's withdrawing, and her energy towards you has shifted from warm and inviting to cold and distant. This change is usually a defense mechanism. It's not about being rude for the sake of being rude. It's about protecting herself from what she perceives as rejection. When a woman feels you pulling away, it stirs up feelings of insecurity. Rather than confronting those feelings directly, some women lash out with subtle, passive-aggressive behavior. She might make sarcastic comments, roll her eyes, or start ignoring your messages for longer periods. She could even start criticizing things you've done in the past that she previously didn't mind. It's like she's trying to provoke a reaction, to see if you'll chase her, or even just to see if you'll care enough to fight for her attention. But here's the thing. It's a test. It's a way of checking your emotional resilience. She wants to see if you'll break under the pressure, if you'll beg for her attention again. The problem is, this behavior is often rooted in immaturity. Instead of being direct about her feelings, she turns to passive aggression, thinking it'll make you react. And in some cases, it works. Many men fall for this, apologizing or trying to get back to where they were before the distance set in. Let me give you an example. Let's say you've been texting her regularly, but recently you've stopped texting as much. You've been busy with life, and the relationship isn't feeling as exciting as it once was. She starts taking longer to reply. When she does, her responses are short and blunt. You ask her, "Is everything okay?" And she snaps back, "Yeah, why wouldn't it be?" The next time you suggest going out, she says, "I'm not in the mood." You can feel the distance growing, and it's frustrating. In these moments, It's tempting to chase her or over-apologize, but don't. The rudeness is a sign of her internal conflict. She's testing how much you care by pushing you away. The best way to handle it is to remain calm, not get defensive and give her space. If she values you, she'll come around. But if she's just playing games to manipulate your emotions, it's better to let her go than to feed into the drama. Number 6. She starts posting for attention when a woman realizes you've lost interest. One of her go-to moves might be to start posting on social media for attention. You'll notice her sharing more photos, status updates, or stories, ones clearly meant to catch your eye. These posts aren't random, they're calculated, designed to make sure you see her, especially when you're not giving her the attention she craves. This behavior usually comes from a place of insecurity. She knows you're slipping away, and instead of confronting the situation head-on, she'll turn to social media to fill that void. It's her way of fishing for validation. She's hoping that you'll see her posts, feel jealous, or realize you've lost something valuable. The goal is simple. She wants you to react, engage, and reaffirm her importance in your life. But here's where men need to wake up. This is a manipulation tactic, and many men fall for it. You start scrolling through your feed, see her posts, and think, why is she acting like this? Maybe I should text her. But this is not the way to win back her attention. If you react to her posts, you're feeding into the very game she's trying to play. You're giving her the control back that she lost by testing your emotions through her social media. This also signals that you've failed to engage with her on a deeper level. If she's turning to social media for validation, it means you've stopped providing the emotional support she needs in the relationship. You've become complacent, and now she's looking for other ways to feel seen, especially when you're no longer affirming her worth in person. Here's the hard truth. If you're letting her seek validation from other sources, you're doing both her and yourself a disservice. A relationship isn't about chasing after attention on social media. It's about connection, communication, and mutual respect. So if she's trying to get a reaction out of you through her posts, don't give her what she wants. Don't fall for the trap. Number 7. She brings up other men. One of the most irritating things a woman might do when she realizes you've lost interest is casually start mentioning other men. Whether it's her guy friends, someone at work, or even someone she's just met, she'll drop their names into conversation like it's no big deal. She's trying to provoke a reaction. She's testing you. It's a classic move to see if she still has the power to get under your skin. But here's the real deal. When she starts talking about other men, it's usually not because she's genuinely interested in them. It's because she wants to see if you still care. She's looking for a sign of jealousy, a hint that you're still emotionally invested. It's like she's holding up a mirror to your feelings. If you react, she'll know that the emotional connection isn't entirely gone. It's a way of checking if there's still a spark left in the relationship, even if it's just based on your ego. Let's address what a lot of men do in this situation. They react. They get defensive, start questioning her about why she's mentioning other guys, or show signs of jealousy. But here's the mistake. By reacting, you're giving her exactly what she wants. You're giving her the attention she's seeking. You're letting her know that she still controls your emotional state. The moment you show jealousy, you're telling her that you still care enough to feel threatened. And that's a powerful position for her to be in. But it's a trap. When a woman brings up other men in this way, it's often an emotional game. It's a power move. She wants to see if you're still emotionally invested enough to feel jealous, or if you'll let her slip away without a fight. Here's the hard truth for men. If she's talking about other men, it's time to step back and take control. You can't let her manipulate your emotions like that. If you've lost interest, don't let her reel you back in with these little emotional tests. If you're still interested, don't fall into the jealousy trap. Address the issue directly, but don't let her dictate the emotional tone of the relationship. Be honest, be clear, and don't feed into the games. Remember, if she truly valued you, she wouldn't need to test you this way. The bottom line, at the end of the day, how a woman reacts when she realizes you've lost interest isn't about you. It's about her. It's a mirror that reflects her level of emotional control, her self-worth, and her true intentions. The biggest mistake most men make is assuming that her reaction determines their value. It doesn't. A woman's reaction is her battle, not yours. Here's the harsh truth. A woman who only values you when she's about to lose you never truly valued you in the first place. Let that sink in. If she had to feel your absence to realize your worth, she was never giving you her best to begin with. She was coasting on your attention, assuming you'd always be there. But when you pulled away, the game changed. And now she has to decide whether to step up or step out. That's why a high-value man never reacts emotionally. He never scrambles to explain himself, never chases, and never tries to fix her response. He observes. He sees her reaction for what it is, a test of her character, not a reflection of his. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed a woman changing her behavior the moment she felt you slipping away? Have you ever seen someone suddenly become more affectionate, more interested, or on the flip side, completely disappear? Drop your experiences in the comments. I'll be checking them out and responding. Let's have a real conversation about this. And remember, your value isn't determined by how she reacts. It's determined by the way you carry yourself with or without her. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and never let a reaction define you.